At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. Man, MGTOW men can be broken down pretty much into three segments. On one end of the spectrum, you have your pump and dump guys, right? Now, your pump and dump guys are exactly what it sounds like. These are guys that go out, meet women, I guess fill their heads with BS, get them home and sleep with them, and they're pretty much done with them, or some along the lines of that, right? And then you have your middle class MGTOW men. Now this group of guys is going to range, right? It's going to range anything from, your MGTOW man that has, a particular person that he's sexually active with, or a particular woman that he hangs with like that. Or it could be a guy who's in a full-blown relationship, but is more than likely against marriage, right? But then you have your third segment of guys, which are called your MGTOW monks. Now these guys have decided to pretty much completely eliminate women as a whole. They don't really believe in dating. They definitely don't believe in marriage. I'm almost sure that the far majority of them are not sexually active at all. They're monks. They're MGTOW monks. Now, the first time I've heard of MGTOW monks, I had no idea how they did it. In my mind, I'm like, man, all the beautiful women that roam this freaking planet, and you don't want to have anything to do with any of them. I had no idea. I had no idea how they did it. But what the MGTOW monk has done, he has discovered something that's far more desirable than any woman, than any sexual act. It's far more desirable than any monetary thing or any material thing that money can buy. And I'll tell you exactly what it is. So let me back up a bit, man, and start from the beginning, right? So last month in July, man, I celebrated another birthday, man. Shout out to all my cancers, Team Cancer. And as I do every year, man, as cancer season comes to an end, I kind of fall back on my shell, man. I kind of get to myself because one thing I want to do during this time period, man, is to see where I'm at as a man. I want to pretty much just run a self-analysis, man, just to make sure that I'm becoming the best version of myself, right? And as you know, anytime there's going to be elevation, there's going to be separation at the same time, man. So the thing that I knew that I had to do, man, as I always do, is separate myself from pretty much any and all things, man, whether it's people, whether it's going to certain places. And man, it began a journey, man, a journey that I really didn't see coming, man. Lots of knowledge was obtained during this brief hiatus, if you will, man. And I just want to share it with you guys. But hey, so one thing that I began to notice, guys, is my choice of musics. My choice of music began to change. Movies that interested me changed. The books that I read, everything around me changed, right? And one thing that I was thinking about, see, one thing I've always believed is that a person is going to be a product of their environment. And one thing that I first learned about myself, man, is that for the longest, man, I've been trying to force situations, right, to happen instead of just changing that environment. Because see, once you change that environment, that situation that you want or don't want, it can't reside in that environment, man. So that was one of the things that I really focused on, man. But once I changed my environment, guys, my world began to change. Now, back to the MGTOW month. See, the greatest disconnect when thinking about the life of a MGTOW monk is trying to make sense of his concepts while still thinking from the state of mind of a common man. And see, that's the great disconnect, because you see, the life of a MGTOW monk is completely different. These guys live in a completely different world. It's not even remotely close to the world of a normal man. Because think about it. Think about your life. Think about you eliminating all desire to pursue women, all desire to be in a relationship, all desire to seek sex, all desire for marriage. Think about taking all that out of your daily life, and just think how much your life would change. I mean, 80% of a man's life, 80%, I say, of his decisions are based on impressing a woman, getting with a woman, either whether in the present or the future, sleeping with a woman. I had no idea that much of my brain cells, of my daily activity concern, the pursuit of women. It wasn't until I got in this statement till I realized how much energy, how much time it took to focus on a woman, man. That, So during my brief separation from all this stuff, man, I began to look into the lives of some of the great men that have blessed the earth, right? I began to look into the life of Nikola Tesla, Mansa Musa, Sir Isaac Newton. And I quickly discovered, man, that these men had tapped into something that the common man could never understand. See, these men had forfeited women in exchange for greatness. See, I told you earlier that these men had discovered something more fulfilling than women, sex, material things. And I'm going to tell you what it is. But first you have to understand that for a man to get to this point, he has to shift his paradigm from sex to self. In other words, you have to be willing to give up all the pleasures of the world to find the ultimate truth. And the only way I can describe it is this. Because see, what you have to do is, you have to go through temptation. I mean, you have to prove yourself to yourself. And it's not easy. But the only way I can describe it is this. So a few months ago, it's been a handful of weeks, a couple of months ago, I had to catch a flight to Kansas. So I'm flying from Dallas to Kansas. And it's pouring down, man. It's thundering, man. It's lightning in the far distance. I'm thinking I'll be delayed all day, right? Long story short, we board the plane, man. It's still pouring down. We're taking off. We're on the runway, man. You're looking out. It's pouring down, raining. We take off. And from the moment we took off, there was turbulence. Turbulence from the runway, for the next, several minutes, man. So for the next, 5-7 minutes, it's just shaking. It's just shaking. And in my mind, as ready as I was to get to Kansas, I said to myself, this is a horrible idea. Like, whose grand idea was this? So the weird thing that happened was this. So as we're going through the clouds, man, it got to the point where you look out the window and you could see nothing. There was just like gray smoke, I guess steam, rain, and clouds mixed together, whatever you want to call that. And just all of a sudden, it just broke free. And sun came through the windows, man. It was gleaming. The turbulence was gone. It went from rough to just a smooth ride. It just looked like a getaway. Sun bright as I don't know what. And I was like, damn, what a transition. And in my mind, I'm thinking, the people on the ground have no idea how beautiful it is up here right now, because all they can see is the storm. So that's really the only way that I can explain it. So what's that thing that's greater than sex? What's that thing that's greater than the most beautiful woman? What's that thing that's greater, that's more desired than any material good that money can buy? That thing is clarity, man. See, what the MGTOW monk has done, he's taken everything that's offered to man. All the pleasures in life, all the beautiful women, all the materialistic things that men, want. He's bottled all that up and he's surrendered it. He's put it on the line. He's sacrificed it to become great, to become immortal, to become God. I'm going to read something for you guys. It says, in reference to your former manner of life, lay aside the old self, which is being corrupted with lust and deceit, and be renewed in your mind. Put on the new self and be in the likeness of God. Ephesians 4:22. See, from the perspective of the MGTOW monk, it's not about having to go without something. It's about having everything. It's your boy Soul Immortal, and I'm out. Guys, I hated to cut this video short, but I will be making a part 2. Just I had to rush that thing through, man. I had to get me some hiking in. I was burning some daylight. But guys, we have plenty of stuff we have to talk about concerning the mindset of the MGTOW monk and just the way that life operates. I mean, there's going to be some reevaluation of women, just everything. So stay tuned for a part 2. Again, I apologize. I had to cut that thing short. I'll see you guys on the next one. And I'm out.